Hey everybody, back again, and I got a new piece of gear. Let's talk about it, and see what it does, because it's interesting, and it could be fun. Anyway, let's take a look at it, see how it works. Let's go. The device I have acquired is called the Paralight, and it actually comes to me, even though I ordered it from a different place. It came from the North Canton Paranormal Detectives. I'm just reading from the instruction manual to make sure I get it right. And this is basically another version of an EMF meter. Like the K2, only it's got a different sensitivity range, a little more sensitive, has sound on, off, lights up, a lot more visible than your regular K2, and I can actually run to my bag, which is off camera here. You can stare at the blank screen for a bit, as my bag's way over here on the other side of the room. And we'll come back. This is your regular K2. I'll turn it on. And nothing happening, really. This thing has batteries in it, so maybe that's setting it off. I'm not sure. But not very visible. You often will miss it when it lights up, unless you're staring right at it. This, a lot more visible, makes noise. All around, to me anyway, better product. Looks like it's going to be fun to use. Now, precautionary. Because it is detecting EMF, walkie-talkies 7 feet away, minimum. There are none around me right now. I'm in a big empty room. Ideally, you're not going to want to be within 7 feet of this. That's directly from the instruction manual. I would probably even go further. Sounds like somebody's walking in the hallway. I thought I was the only one in the building. That's so weird. This building is so weird. This is the old shoe factory, in case anyone is wondering. I have investigated here before. I will be investigating here again, but with some special guests when I do come back. Anyway, back to the Paralight. You also want to make sure your phone is in airplane mode, so I'm just going to double check. Yes, it is. So I've got the phone in airplane mode. There are no walkie-talkies anywhere around me. So let's turn it on. And to turn it on, it's a simple pull. And there we go. Now, as you can see, actually I'll bring it closer to the camera here. You've got a lot more real estate to light up here. If I adjust the exposure on this shot for a second, you'll be able to see one LED band lit up, and that is baseline. We'll bring the brightness back up for me and go back here. So we'll do lights out. I'll show you how it lights up in a second. Let's talk about the sensitivity range this covers versus this. And I'll pop a graphic up on the screen, and I'll reference it myself here. So basically, you've got your K2, which is not covering a large spectrum, a large portion of the EMF spectrum. It's you can see on the graphic there, on the right-hand side, I guess it'll be on your right, maybe on your right, nope, on your left. Wow. Regardless, where the K2 is, it does not cover a large spectrum or a large portion, large frequency band, anything, whereas this covers a lot more ground. And this, again, is straight from the instruction manual that this thing has. And they've done a bunch of testing. They reference a bunch of testing. I want to try it in a setting, see how it works But I wanted to show you that graphic just so that you get an idea of how much more this covers versus your standard K2. Anyway, let's get the lights out, get the camera off the tripod, make this thing light up so I can show you what it looks like lighting up. Let's do that. Just so you can get an idea of the size of the space I'm in. The Paralight is over here on a table away from everything. That's the tripod. So let's turn out the lights. Let's put my phone in a non-airplane mode and we'll make that light up. 3, 2, 1. Now, if we go back towards our Paralight, you can just see the dim glow there. Actually, we'll keep it on the tripod. We'll put the camera back on the tripod so that I have two hands to operate. So we're back on the tripod. This is going to be super simple. I am just going to take my phone off of airplane mode and bring it close. Let's see if I zoom in more on it. I'm actually going to change the camera angle. Bear with me for a second. Okay. I am going to see how much I can trip this thing using just my phone. Let's put the handles down so we can get it right on there. So you can see there's max. So definitely a lot more noticeable. And for comparison, there's our standard EMF. Not really reacting much. Versus, you're definitely going to see the Paralight a lot more across a room than you will your standard EMF. I'm just going to put my phone back in airplane mode and let's turn back on the lights. There you have it, the Paralight. Am I going to use it a lot? Yes. It, in case you're wondering, it runs quite simply on 3 AA batteries. Always have AA batteries in my bag because the REM pod runs on AA batteries as well. That just makes it easy to power. Is it accurate? I don't know yet. I will be trying it out a lot on investigations. I keep crossing the threading on this compartment. That's a bit of a pain, but that's okay. There we go. It's lightweight. Comes with a small carrying bag, so it's easy to throw in my bag. Not going to add a lot of weight to my investigating kit. Is it better? That is a very subjective thing. Is it better than this? Based on what I know, yes. Based on practical experience, I don't know yet. Are there any 100% foolproof methods for doing what we do? No, there are not. It is entirely possible that this is just as much crap as this, as everything else. The main thing with stuff like these is you take the time to investigate your surroundings, find out if there's anything that could be causing them to go off, and you just have to do that. You have to check, make sure that it's not this thing setting it off, it's not a security guard with a walkie-talkie setting it off. You just have to do it. Now that said, most of the time it will be pretty easy to eliminate those false positives. Now it might, if there's a buried power line or something, might get a little more difficult. But for the most part, you can fairly easily eliminate false positives. And then you're left with what caused it to go off. Is it paranormal? Maybe. Again, you have to investigate further. You can't just get a flash of light and think, oh wow, I've got a ghost. No, that's not investigating. Investigating is not freaking out over every little thing, whether it's a flash of light of this, or a flash of light from something else, or a word on a spirit box or an app. Investigating is taking that and then digging further into it. And that is how I like to try and do things. So I will be using this a lot. I'm looking forward to using it. It was not cheap. I'll put up on the screen, I'll look up the purchase and put on the screen how much this thing actually cost me in US dollars. Canadian dollar conversion made it even more painful. But I really wanted one. I've still got one more device coming. It's coming on a slower shipping method. We'll talk about that one when I get it. More investigations coming. But for now, Paralight. So far, it's a win. Can't wait to get it on investigations and see what happens. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it, as always. And hit the like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know these videos are going live Sunday nights, 8 o'clock. And as always, let's find something.